Alright, boys, we got the Deus 2 out here. Now this video is I'm even gonna show the Manticore. Y'all may have remembered my video a few days ago showing the notch 7 through 10. And naturally, there's some clowns out there that puts little faith in these foam tests. Well, check this out. Now I showed a buried nickel with some surface iron before. The nickel was not quite 7 inches deep. But look what I've got here. Look at there. That's not quite 7 inches above that nickel. That same piece of iron there. Look at there. You see that? That's there. Now, I've got this 9-inch coil back out here on this machine. Now this is with 7 through 10 notch dialed in, speed 1.5. See that ID coming in that window? See that? Okay. Now, I'm taking a notch out. Okay. We're still getting signal, but see what we've got in the window there. That old 7. See that? Even a 6 sometimes. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the 11-inch coil on the Deus 2, and we're going to see how it behaves on this, running this notch. And I'm going to use the Deus 2 as the standard, okay? And I'm going to set this up, and all I'm really going to be doing is shifting that nickel. I may have to shift it to the left since that coil is bigger than this 9-inch coil. I don't know. But whatever I come up with, I'm going to show the Deus 2. Now, I want the Deus 2 to be able to give some positive ID on that nickel. I don't want it reading 7 or 6. So I'm going to move that nickel as close as I can with a pretty, good sweep, where we get that kind of ID, and I'm going to leave the target scenario intact, and then we're going to put the Manticore over and see what it does with an 11-inch coil. Stay tuned. Okay. The nickel has not moved since I showed the 9-inch coil, the first clip of this video. I just left it as it was. Speed 1.5, the 9-inch coil gives one-way signal and gives ID with that 7 through 10 notch. Notice what happens with the 11-inch coil, and I tell you right now, if you're a Deus 2 user with this machine, you need to watch this video, okay? Those sharpshooters onto something with this notch, I believe. Okay, we're in sensitive FT. I've got it set up, 90 sensitivity, silencer of 1. You see it there, silencer of 1. Full tones, default offset of 5, okay? The speed is 1.5. I'm going to go in here first, and I'm going to take this notch out of this machine. Now this is notch removed. Now if you had the factory notch of 23 and 24, that's probably not going to have any effect on this video here, okay? So the notch is out of the machine. I want you to notice what the audio sounds like on this machine. So we're getting two-way signal, okay? And that old meter's locked up on 7. Hear that audio? So you got to hear that audio on this machine. Now watch what happens here. I'm going to put the notch in of 7 through 10. Okay. And I've not done nothing else to the machine since I swept that nickel and that nail the last time. Now listen. You hear that? Now. I'm getting the ID both ways on that nickel. Now, the ID is not necessarily accurate, but 68, 69. There's a 66, okay? Full sweep. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the notch back out. We're going to vary the coil height here just a smidge. I want to make sure I'm doing a pretty good comparison here, okay? You hear that audio? That audio's not as clean. It's hitting two-way signal, but it's giving 7 in the meter. But listen to that audio. Hear that? So that audio there is not as good as this right here. I got my notch right here. Stand by. 7 through 10 again. I'll let you listen to this. You hear that? That's cleaner as a whistle right there compared to that other audio. And maybe you can see that meter there. 67, 70, back and forth sweep. Okay, now that we see the Deus 2 I'm not going to move that nickel. I'm going to leave this exactly as it is. Let's bring the Manticore 11-inch coil out here and look at this. Probably going to look at it in all-terrain low conductors. All right, boys, I got the Manticore out here. All-terrain low conductors. I've done an extended press noise cancel. I will do it again. I give every machine what they're due, boys. I don't slight nothing, okay? Max the external speaker. Now the ground balance is on 0. This is an air test. We're going to look at speed 6 first. Disclaimer here. I've lowered the upper Ferris limits on this machine to 7. 9 from 9 down to 7. Speed 6. What do we get here? You hear that? Okay, now I'm going to one region all tone stabilizers at 0. We're going to lower the speed to 4. And I was running that Deus 2 at 1.5. That's an upper Ferris limit, speed 4, upper Ferris limits of 7. I'm raising the coil a little bit. I've not got any ID in that one, and I've got that black dot standing up in that upper Ferris limits. Okay, speed 5. I hear just a little bit of a whisper at speed 5. Okay, I'm going to leave it at speed 5. Ferris limits, upper. I just let them down to 6. You see it in that camera there? What happens? Every now and then coming right to left. Profile for the audio is simple on this machine currently. No tricks in this video. Upper Ferris limits, reducing them, reducing them to 5. Okay, speed 5. Down closer to the nail. Getting the caul up above the nail about 1 inch. A lot like I swept that Deus too with a 9-inch caul and the 11-inch caul. That's upper ferrous limits 5. Now I will go in here. Let's change that audio thing to normal. Sweep this. Faster sweep. Okay. I'm going to come over here where the nickel is here. Get in there with that caul. You see it hitting that nickel. Okay. I'm going to reduce the speed to 4. Upper ferrous limit still at 5. Okay, so we got two-way signal right there. But it comes and goes. It's real sensitive where that spot is. Okay, it's getting it right there. Okay, so now I'm going to let the upper ferrous limits increase it to 6. See, people with Deus 2s about this machine, you know, this video might show you something, okay? Upper ferrous limit 6. So on this test right here, I can already see upper ferrous limit 6 on the Manticore is not keeping up with that Deus 2 at silencer 1, okay? New cigar. Now, I've never got any ID on that nickel. And I'm not joking you. What little signal you hear there, there is 0 ID. I'm going to mash the horseshoe button. Okay. I got a red line stays in that meter when I do get signal. So speed 6. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the horseshoe in. Lower upper ferrous limits to 5. Alright, let's see what happens. So what signal I'm getting, that red line stays under that 31, 32, 30, okay? You see it in that camera there. So there's something for the Manticore users to be aware of, okay? So I've got to be on upper ferrous limits 5. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it upper ferrous limits at 5. Let's speed this machine up. Let's just go to 6. See what happens. Okay, so 6 is not the right speed to do the best on this test. How about speed 5? And that red line is still under there with the horseshoe out. No ID. And no signal painted exclusively in the non-ferrous region on this screen, okay? So there you go. That's a pretty good little test right there. Now, if I buried a nickel about that same depth and used that same nail on top of the ground, you know, what would we see? Well, the Deus 2 seems to mimic itself right here as it did on that in-ground nickel. Now, that was looking at the 9-inch coil. Okay, now I'm going to turn this camera off. We're going to turn this machine off. I'm turning that Deus 2 back on. Okay, now I got the 11-inch coil back out here with the Deus 2. I'm running the same exact program I showed you with the Deus 2 prior to running that Manticore. No tricks. Notch 7 through 10, silencer 1, full tone, stock offset. No bottle cap. Sensitivity's at 90. Okay? Speed is 1.5. But what I want to do is I want to adjust the silencer. I've not done it with this 11-inch coil on this test to see what happens. Now this is silencer 1, speed 1.5. Sensitive FT, listen. You clearly hear two-way signal. I've got 68, 70 coming in that meter. Both sweeps, left and right to left. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the speed the same. Change silencer to 2. What happens here? So silencer 2 is a no-go at speed 1.5. I will slow the machine down to 1 silencer 2. Alright, we're getting some one-way signal. No two-way signal, okay. Speed 2, silencer 2. Reactivity 2, silencer 2. That's not very good. Speed 1.5, silencer 2. So one-way signal. Silencer 1, sensitive FT, speed 1.5. You see what I'm doing with that call down there, and you hear that signal, listen. Now the signal coming right to left is better than the signal going the other direction, but still. And I've done showed you, I believe, how the audio on this machine on that scenario sounds a lot better with a 7 through 10 notch on running this Deus 2. So people may own both of these machines. Maybe they got one before the other. Maybe they're a new Manticore user. Well, you get to see what you got to do to that Manticore to get it to do what some of the things this machine can do at the very least. At least you know what direction to go in. I hope you enjoyed.